Hello everyone, this is Michelle and I am here with you today with my first November limited edition layout. And so this kit is from my creative scrapbook, and this month it is full of gorgeous simple stories and a few other bits and pieces. And so like I've been trying to do for the last few months, I try to just quickly go through the different product that is in the kit, just so you get an idea of where I'm getting my bits and pieces from. And so the papers include this gorgeous piece from Stamperia with these nutcrackers, gorgeous, and this beautiful pattern on the back. And then the rest, I believe, are simple stories. And so there are some cut aparts. Now, most of this is from the simple vintage Yuletide. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Some beautiful poinsettias and flowers. Some great layering pieces. And then that beautiful red polka dot, a great basic, some cute reindeer. So yeah, lots of greens and yellows and reds, some plaids, and then a tag cut apart that has journaling bits on the backside, and then a couple of more journaling style cut aparts, the 3x4s, and then the blocks, either 4x4s or 2x2s, also from that collection. So a lot to play with in the papers. I also have a couple of sticker sheets. Now one is from Echo Park, and then the other is from the Simple Stories Yuletide group. Love all the little words, and some great titles here throughout as well. Then you also get, speaking of titles, this chipboard stickers, and so there's some titles and some embellishment pieces through there. And you also get from Simple Stories a couple more things, I think. So this bits and pieces. So more titles, more word phrases, more images. And then there's just so much in this this kit this month. There is every month, but the Christmas Spectacular from 49 and Market. So they're ephemera bits. So lots of phrases, lots of tags, more titles, and all sorts of fun things to play with there. And as with every limited edition kit, flowers are the centerpiece. And so a couple from Little Birdie in the red and the ivory, and then some poinsettias from Prima in red and ivory, with also some greenery. The stencil this month is this cute star, and I like the a little bit of a bigger pattern, so that'll be fun to work with. I believe that it is a Vicky Bouton stencil. And then finally, in every kit, you get a cut file, and so this one is provided for you of a wreath, and so you can use that either as an embellishment, you can use it as a frame, or you can go to my creative scrapbook if you are a subscriber, and you can download the cut file so you can cut it at whatever size you want. And then this is the sketch for this month. Very cute. Looking forward to using that. And usually when I get my kits, this is the first layout I do, because I love a little guideline, and it helps me get familiar with all the pieces in the kit. So anyway, let's get started with the layout. All right, so here we go. So as you can see, I have gotten a little bit of a head start. Borders are going to be, or border punches, I'm going to use quite a bit. And so I did a notebook punch around the whole background piece there. I also went ahead and since there's a cluster at the bottom left and the top right, I went ahead and used white gesso to make some white spaces, and then I made a mixture of that acrylic peacock paint and the opal glitter medium to create those blue stars. And so now I'm just adding some little gold stars. I start first with my pouncer, but then realize that's not going to be effective and move to the Vicky Bouton gold creative glaze with a smaller stencil. So the star stencil that comes with this kit is great. It just was a little large in scale for this particular layout. So here are some of the pieces that I am create or that I trimmed with border punches, and that that paper that has the tealish blue, that's really where I got my color inspiration for those stars. And I know this color scheme isn't real traditional, but I love that yellow dot paper, and with my picture, it all seemed to work. So I am proceeding. And so I decided to add that large white doily I had from my stash that felt like it matched the sketch really well. And I'm getting my layers there to the left and figuring out my picture and what is going to work with it. Now, I don't know if I've done it yet. I do sew around in with white thread around that doily. And try to get that represented from the sketch as well. And I'm starting to figure out what I want to use for that cluster up the top right and how I want to map my photo. So, as you can see, the photo, it was from a restaurant where uh, this side of my family got together for Christmas. Christmas is a busy time, and so it lasts for a couple weeks sometimes, right? And so we were finally able to get together, and it has a lot of real warm hues to it, and so the black and yellows seem to work really well. I also grab some tissue paper because I want to add just a little bit more of that blue. And so I use that to mat my photo. And I have that red doily from the 49 Market bits and pieces. And yeah, um, I am thinking that Christmas there is going to be my title, and I like that tag to the right. I decide to go with that rather than doing two pictures. And now it just looks like a hot mess, right? I just have just a bunch of stuff that I'm trying to audition and figure out what is going to work, what I like, and that's part of the fun. The fun stage is seeing all the little bits and pieces and what works together and what might work together on a different layout. So I'm going to do a little stack over on that right side, and I am going to try to get, a bit of height to it so that my flowers that I am going to add in can nestle in pretty easily. So right now I think I'm adding some foam to that red doily because that is going to be the base for my um, title. And I'm going to get my photo on there because those two I think are good to go. I'm still trying to decide between that ho 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 and the Christmas, but there's no Santa, so I just can't do the ho ho ho. I know I shouldn't let that stop me, but it is going to stop me. So I am going to stick with Christmas. So as I am making my decisions, I am inking my edges mostly with barn door. There might be a few bits and pieces that I do vintage photo instead where it felt like the red wouldn't work. But primarily it is barn door. And I really like these little black strips, so I'm going to use those in my uh, little embellishment clusters. And because of that black, it just doesn't feel like that Christmas word is standing out enough. So I am here shortly going to go ahead and mount it on black cardstock and just trim around it so it looks like it has a black shadow. So that will help with. Now I have these little black banner pieces. There's the little one, and I decide I have two of them, so I'm going to use those in both of the clusters. That gives it a little bit more consistency because there is, a lot of different pattern going on in this layout. So trying to get it all to work together is one of the fun challenges. So, um, let's see. So yes, so you can see there I have trimmed my Christmas with black. I'm going to use that tag. I've tied it off. And now I'm using some foam tape to mount some of my words and some of my smaller elements. And I am going to use those larger red flowers with the brown centers and a few of the little ivory ones in both of my layouts or both of my clusters. And so flowers and stars are the main things I'm going to be using um, for my clusters with the words. All right, so I'm liking how this is working so far. I'm just going to take a look at the stars and make some choices as far as which colors are going to go where. I'm going to go ahead and adhere my flowers, and then I'm going to add that round for goodness sake. I do like battle with it a little bit because of where that Mary is. It just feels like they're a little too asymmetrical. So I'm going to layer them just a little bit differently. And so I like that a lot better there down at the bottom left. So inking my stars and deciding which one is going to go where. And yeah, so far so good. I don't think lots of times I will um, do something more with the flowers, but I like them to be their nice, strong color on this one, particularly since it's an interior picture. It just felt like that was the way to go. I have my stars there, and then I think that one of the last things I'm going to add, yeah, is this little mailbox. It's so cute. So just deciding which way to go, whether it should go on the left or the right, but the right definitely feels better. And so the last thing I think I'm going to do is mount it on black cardstock. I thought about doing blue or red, but the black seemed to match the picture better with that light fixture, all that kind of fun stuff. So there's my layout. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you all have a great evening or day wherever you're at. If you like this video, please hit thumbs up. Check out the details for my creative scrapbook, and here's some close-ups.